On my 25th birthday, my father stood in front of 40 guests and announced he'd be selling my grandmother's $1 million home to fund my brother's business, because real family comes first. An hour later, I sat in my car holding a sealed envelope from my grandmother, and inside it was the truth that would make me the legal owner of that same home, while my parents were nothing more than tenants. A daughter they said wasn't really theirs, just became their landlord. Intro CTA, 15 to 20 seconds. If you've ever been dismissed, overlooked, or made to feel like you didn't belong, hit that like button. And subscribe for more stories where justice isn't just served, it's poetic. Drop your location in the comments. I want to know where you're listening from, because this one changes everything. My name is Adeline Spencer. For 25 years, I believed I was adopted in spirit, a phrase my parents invented to explain why my brother got everything. And I got ignored. I didn't question it. When you're a child, and the people who should love you say you're not really family, you believe them because the alternative hurts too much. But let me take you back to the moment the lie started shaping my entire life. I grew up in a picturesque suburban Connecticut home. White shutters, wraparound porch, manicured lawn. The kind of house that looks warm and safe until you step inside. There's a family portrait in the living room. Technically, I'm in it, but I'm half a step out of frame, like the photographer almost forgot I existed. And honestly, that's exactly how my parents treated me. The first time my father told me I wasn't really theirs, I was 8. It was the Tuesday after my birthday, a birthday they skipped because my brother had a soccer tournament. They promised to celebrate next week. Next week never came. So at dinner I asked, "Why does Derek get the bigger bedroom?" Without even looking up from his steak, Dad muttered, "Because Derek is different, Adeline. You're not like us. Not really. You're adopted in spirit. We chose to keep you, but that doesn't mean you're entitled to the same things." That sentence didn't just bruise me. It carved itself right into the center of who I thought I was. Mom added, "Your father loves you in his own way." But his own way meant silence, distance, indifference thick as fog. It wasn't a phase. It was the blueprint of my entire childhood. When Derek turned 16, he got a cherry red Jeep Wrangler, a DJ, a 3-tier cake, and a backyard full of cheering guests. When I turned 16, a Costco sheet cake with my name misspelled, Adeline, and a father who forgot to show up. When Derek went to college, both my parents flew out, rented a U-Haul, took days off work, cried like he was leaving for war. When I went to college, Mom handed me a bus ticket and said, "You can manage, right? Derek needs the car." So, I managed, with 2 jobs and $47,000 in student loans. And yet, every year without fail, my grandmother, Eleanor, sent me a lavender birthday card. Always with the same message in looping handwriting. "Remember who you are, my darling. The truth always surfaces." I didn't understand it then. But she knew. She knew everything. Flash forward to last month, my 25th birthday. Or, as my family called it, Derek's MBA graduation celebration. I walked into the backyard and saw white tents, champagne towers, catered food. All for him. 40 guests. A giant banner. Not so much as a cupcake for me. Mom shoved a list into my hands the second I arrived. Set up the tables. Clean the bathrooms. Direct the caterers. Derek? Resting in his room before the party. As I walked through the hall, I spotted something half buried under mail, a lavender envelope. My birthday card. Opened. Discarded. They didn't even bother to pretend. During the party, Dad clinked his glass to make a toast. To my son Derek. My pride, my legacy, the future of this family. And then Aunt Linda, sweet, oblivious Aunt Linda, blurted out, "Isn't today Adeline's birthday too?" Dad laughed. Actually laughed. "Oh, we don't really count that. She's different." Humiliation surged up my spine so hard my vision blurred. And then, cane tapping. Slow. Deliberate. Grandma Eleanor stood. "Richard," she said, "you seem to have forgotten whose house you're standing in." The whole party froze.
She turned to me.
Adeline, my darling, come with me. Her voice wasn't angry. It was resolute, as if she'd been waiting 25 years for this exact moment. She pressed a sealed cream envelope into my hands. Don't open this here. Go to your car. Read it alone. Then decide what you want to do. I sat in my car for an hour, the envelope burning a hole in my lap. Finally, with shaking hands, I broke the wax seal. Inside were 3 documents.
1.
My original birth certificate, listing Richard and Margaret Spencer as my biological parents.
2.
A 15-page irrevocable trust, naming me the sole beneficiary.
3.
A handwritten letter from Grandma. I skimmed the trust first. The assets? The house. All $1. $2 million of it. Plus $340,000 in financial accounts. All held in trust for me. Established 3 days after I was born. Meaning, my parents had been living in my house for 30 years. As tenants, not owners. And they had no idea. Then I opened the letter. You are not adopted in spirit. Your father lied to justify his inability to love a daughter. I saw it the moment he looked at you. I couldn't change him, but I could protect you. My throat closed. My vision blurred. Because the truth was so simple, so devastatingly simple. I wasn't unwanted. I was unprotected. Grandma protected me the only way she could. Legally, permanently, secretly. And now everything was mine. That same week, my parents called nonstop. Come help prepare the house, Dad ordered. For after your grandmother passes. Translation: they wanted the house ready to sell. They even sent me a document to sign, a family asset acknowledgement form. If I'd signed it, I'd have waived all rights to the estate. Mr. Cole, the lawyer on the trust, told me, don't sign a thing. They're trying to cut you out before the truth surfaces. By Friday, Mom showed up at my apartment with flowers, Derek's favorite blooms, not mine. Her smile wobbled as she begged me to sign. Your grandmother is confused, honey. She's old. Don't take anything she said seriously. My phone buzzed. A text from Grandma. They will try to make you doubt. Don't. The fog lifted. I looked Mom dead in the eyes. I'm not signing anything. Her face cracked, and she left without another word. Saturday morning. Cole and Associates. A glass-walled conference room overlooking Hartford. My father walked in like a CEO ready to claim his bonus. Mom followed, pearls perfectly aligned. Derek trailed behind, already bored. No one acknowledged me. Dad sat at the head of the table. So, let's get this over with, he sighed. When do we get the house? Martin, the lawyer, cleared his throat. The house isn't part of the will. Dad's smile twitched. I'm sorry. It was placed in an irrevocable trust 25 years ago. Mom blinked.
Oh.
For Derek. No, Martin said. For Adeline. The silence was instant.
Dense.
Almost violent. Dad stood so fast his chair groaned. That's impossible. I opened my folder and handed the trust to Martin. He projected it on the screen.
Sole beneficiary. Adeline Marie Spencer.
Mom gasped. Derek dropped his phone. Dad sputtered. She's not even real family. Martin clicked to the next document. My birth certificate. Actually, he said, she is your biological daughter. And the trust is airtight. Dad looked like the air had been punched out of him. I spoke softly. For 25 years, you told me I wasn't really yours. But legally, this house never belonged to you. Not for a single day. Mom whispered. Adeline, please. Dad tried a different tactic, his voice syrupy and false. Sweetheart, we can work this out as a family. I stepped forward. You don't get to use that word now. I took a breath. I'm not throwing you out today. You have 90 days to move out. That's more than you ever gave me. Dad's face twisted, rage, disbelief, humiliation blending into something ugly. Mom cried into her hands. Derek whispered, what about my business loan? I looked at him gently, but firmly. That was never yours. And just like that, the balance of power in our family shifted for the first time in 25 years. In the weeks that followed, my parents moved into a two-bedroom apartment. Derek's business dreams collapsed. Grandma and I started having tea every Sunday. I paid off all my student loans. I renovated the house, my house. I hung a new photo where the old family portrait used to be.
Just me.
In the center, exactly where I belong. Forgiveness? Maybe someday. Reconciliation? Only if it's real. But revenge? Revenge was never the point. Truth was. And the truth finally set me free. If you've ever felt invisible, overlooked, or lesser, hear this. You don't have to earn a place in someone else's story. You can write your own. And sometimes the most powerful revenge is refusing to shrink ever again. If you felt that, hit like. If you've ever been the forgotten child, tell me your story in the comments. I read every single one. And subscribe for more tales where justice finds the people who deserve it most. Until next time, take care of yourself. You deserve to sit at a table where your presence isn't tolerated, it's valued.